Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the possibility of old COD games finally coming to the Xbox Game Pass very, very soon. This is something that I haven't seen covered by anyone, and to be honest, was information that I hadn't even seen, because it hasn't been well covered and actually came inside of an article from a very well reputable source. So I will leave the link in the description or the comments down below for you guys to go check this out. But I don't really share rumors like this unless it's from a source that I believe is pretty close to being true or 100%. Now, that doesn't mean this is, of course, confirmed, but this is something that I could see being happening and would make a lot of sense as well. But what am I talking about? Old COD games coming to Game Pass. When is this going to be announced? What's going on? How is this all coming about? So, as we all know, or have heard the rumors, that this year's game is going to be Black Ops Gulf War or Black Ops 5, whatever they're going to call it. The rumor is Black Ops Gulf War, and there's, of course, going to be featured at the Xbox Showcase coming in June. Now, what's happening there is, of course, everyone presumes they're just talking about Black Ops Gulf War and that. However, at the bottom of this article, which is by Insider Gaming, which is a very reputable source and one that I've used before, they have been right on many occasions and very rarely wrong. Does change, of course, you know, things do change. They might turn around and not do this, but they have put right at the bottom of this article, it doesn't really say it here, but until the bottom of the article it says, speaking with sources, it's been said that Xbox is gearing up for an announcement on its back catalogue of games following the acquisition of Activision Blizzard 2. So, Gulf War might not be the only Call of Duty related announcement that we'll be hearing in June. That pretty much there says it like as clear as day. Xbox Game Pass games, right? We're talking. It doesn't say specifically, of course, what games, you know, we have no idea. That's why you've seen Black Ops 1 gameplay in the background as well, because, of course, this is one of the games we're expecting to eventually appear on that Game Pass. And we've already discussed on this channel many times about the good and the bad of the Game Pass, you know, for old Call of Duties, what needs to happen in that. But I'm excited, okay? So in June is looking like when we get the announcement about Black Ops Gulf War, you know, whatever they release there, where maybe they show some campaign or they just show their trailer to, you know, kind of hype up the game, which makes a lot of sense, right? It's the time period where COD dies down and we start to know more information about the game. It's an Xbox showcase event. It's Xbox's first time technically owning Call of Duty. So, yeah, it's one of those, right? But they are saying that they think that old COD games will be announced in this as well. What old COD games we'll be seeing, we don't know. It's going to be interesting though, okay? Because I'm going to be honest with you guys as well. The gameplays you're seeing in the background were actually very hard to get. And this is something I want to talk about in today's video when it comes to this. Because, of course, it's all well and great, right? I'm happy to hear that old COD games might be coming. Now, that doesn't mean that old COD games will be coming in June. It just means an announcement. So what does that mean? They'll talk about it, right? They'll say maybe they'll announce what games are coming or how close they are to actually getting those games onto Game Pass. How many games? Will it be how they'll actually release them? It's just going to be a lot of information. I doubt they'll release it in June on the day. They could do. It'd be very hype if they did. I could understand if they went that route as well. But I don't see it for many reasons. And one being that these games right now, which we've discussed many times, aren't exactly ready for Game Pass and would probably be a PR blunder if they did release them to the Game Pass right now in their current format and in their current working. I say working, they're somewhat working. Because like I said, the gameplays you see in the background are Black Ops 1 gameplays that were very hard to get, in fact. That's why you're going to see a really good one at the start, and then the other one is one where people just leave and disconnect. It just kind of falls apart, even though I'm kind of like trashing the lobby. But going back to these old COD games has been fun. It's been a blast. It kind of reminds me of the good old days of COD. I think a lot of you want to experience the same good old days that I've been experiencing. And a lot of you do. A lot of you like buy, you know, basically sometimes because of my recommendations, or you say yourself that you play these games anyway. Some of you told me to go back and play like Black Ops 1 S&D and that. A lot of you guys out there are still playing these games. So them coming to Game Pass makes a lot of sense, right? There's still a market out there. There's still people who want to go back and play these games and want to enjoy them. But the issues are, these games aren't ready, okay? Now, again, I don't expect them in June. I don't expect with the announcement that they'll release them in June. I expect just information to come away, which of course I will cover on the channel, so stay tuned for that. And I'm going to say it, a bit of a, how would I put it, promotion here, but you need to subscribe if you want to have that information. I will cover it on the channel. I will share that information with you as soon as possible in June when it happens about what's going to happen with these old COD games. But I expect them to be releasing more later towards the year. They'll probably say an exact date. Like I said as well before, we've had more games announced for Game Pass. None of them, again, are unfortunately, you know, old COD games, unfortunately. But kind of expected. Again, like I said, these games are not ready yet. And I've seen it, you know, with many of the titles. There's different problems per game, which is one of those things where I'm wondering, When are they going to announce them for? Will it be the back end of 2024? If they come out in June, like I said, I don't see it. I don't see these games being ready. I don't see them working and being up to the potential. Of course, a bigger player base, which will come with these games coming to Game Pass, will be massively beneficial and might resolve some of the problems naturally just through having a more populated players. So, of course, connections for one. They are peer-to-peer for many of the old COD games. And when I say old COD games, of course, I know loads of you are talking about, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, MW3, MW2, the classics, right? The ones that are really popular. But this still could mean Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Call of Duty Ghosts. The ones that are good, some people might rate them as their best games, but they are old COD games. Like Black Ops 3, I believe, is coming up to quite a few years now. I believe I did a video recently. I think it's like 5 or 8 years between that mark. It's quite a long time ago. Like, it's like old Call of Duty now. But those games as well could potentially be coming. I see them doing it from 360 to begin with up to the games that obviously came out on Xbox One and that first. That's how I see them doing it. But you never know. They might just do a random order. They might just do the least popular game first, which would be a good thing. I could see that being a good thing because obviously the least popular games maybe deserve a little bit of limelight, deserve a bit of time in the sun, give people a chance to go on there and play them, experience them. Some of these games, maybe none of you experience. Maybe I'm talking to people right now who've never experienced classic Call of Duty and have been waiting to do so, and you might get your opportunity very, very soon. But the issue I have, like I said, old COD games aren't in the best working format. These gameplays were really hard to get. It took me ages to find lobbies for these in Black Ops 1, which is quite surprising because it's not been an issue before. However, I was playing at midnight on a... What was the day I was playing on? On a Tuesday, so in the UK. So it's one of those, was I playing at the least preferable time? Probably. Will these games come to Xbox Game Pass probably resolve that issue? Most likely. It was just a matchmaking thing. I just couldn't find games. So it makes a lot of sense that the Xbox Game Pass would probably resolve that issue. But I did run into modders, I run into hackers, I ran into cheaters, I ran into people who would boot you out the lobby. There's a lot of things that go wrong with these games. That's specifically the issues I've had with Black Ops 1. Then you go to Black Ops 2. What are we doing about theater mode glitches, right? We've seen some updates though, which is a good sign. We have seen updates to Black Ops 2 that have done things to, try and fix the game, such as the emblems, the emblem editor and all that stuff. Those have started to work now, which is a good sign. It shows that maybe in the background, Microsoft and Activision are actually working on these games and trying to make them ready for Game Pass instead of just releasing them, because that makes a lot of sense, right? They can't put them on the Game Pass without them working, right? It doesn't make sense. It'd be ridiculous and a massive PR blunder. And plus, the other good thing, though, that would be when they do come to Game Pass, even if they aren't fixed, I could see them being fixed, because the outrage that would happen if people were to download and play these games from getting them on the Game Pass and to find them broken, not working, being able to fan games, would be absolutely astronomical. Like, people would be absolutely raging, including myself, about this, and would basically force Microsoft and Activision's hands to fix these games anyway. But we've seen the signs anyway. The games are getting fixed slowly but surely. But is it quick enough? We don't know. We don't know the timescale of what they're going to say, of, when they're actually going to release these games now. But it's finally nice to hear some possible information coming very, very soon. Yes, it's in June, so we've still got a couple of months before then. But I'm excited to see. And who knows? We might see some more obvious signs before then. We might see some obvious fixes to Black Ops 1, to Black Ops 2, MW2, MW3, Black Ops 3, World War 2. Who knows, right? But old Call of Duty games look like they're going to be announced or talked about in June at the Xbox Showcase based off of this source, which again, I'll leave in the comments for you guys to read up on. It is a reputable source. It's not a source that I'd basically share unless I believed it to be true. And it makes a lot of sense. It's a good time period to announce this sort of thing. It's kind of when Call of Duty dies down a bit. And at the same time of talking about like Black Ops Golf and that, there's a lot of people that they must know like nostalgic COD, like old COD. And announcing it at this point, at this time, would be a great time to announce it. Of course, Microsoft wants to, sell the Game Pass a little bit. And what's the best way to sell the Game Pass? With the most popular topic that I've seen about the Game Pass, which is, when does old COD come to Game Pass? But it could be very, very soon. So let's hope so. Let's hope we get that, because again, old COD and Game Pass, we need it. It needs to happen. These games are losing a little bit of their lifespan, losing a little bit of their touch, need a little bit of a refresh. That could happen with them coming to Game Pass. and the player bases will just skyrocket. These games will become so popular, and you won't have the struggle of telling me in the comments, like I have to tell you guys, that, you know, specific times to play it, and when's the best time to play, and what game modes you should play. When they come to Game Pass, the ability to play anything and everything should be able to happen. So long as Microsoft fixes them, of course, and Activision. So we'll have to see what goes on that in the future. But let's hope this is something good. Let's hope in June we get the announcement that we want to hear. And let's hope we get some old COD and classic COD coming to Game Pass very soon. But let me know down below what you think. I want to hear your comments down below. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!